Well, hello! How are you? This is Els coming from bmascraftycorner. Today we're going to do this. Today we're going to do these, okay? Aren't they stinking cute? They're adorable, right? Okay, watch. Look at how tiny they are, right? And they are not hidden book clips. Put this on here. So it's a not hidden paper clip. I think I glued this one shut. Let me see. No, I didn't. All right, so this is a not hidden paper clip. See, there's paper clip. It's right there. See, tiny little paper clip. But here's the best part. Watch. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take off the paper clip. And look, it's a little hidden journaling spot. You could write a little note in there. And then you can just put it right back on. Now, I've seen a couple people do something very similar to this. I'm not exactly sure where I saw it first, but they're stinking cute, and we're going to do them today. Okay? So I'm going to get out supplies, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's take a look at supplies on this one. Scrap paper. Whatever scrap paper you have, whether it is scrapbook paper, printed scrapbook paper, or if it's tea dyed or colored, anything like that's going to work. Trimmer. Your collection of little snippets of lace and trims and things that you have left around. Small pieces of ephemera. Okay? So the snippets from, him will work for this. Tiny flowers will work for this. I have some little butterflies here, little tiny applique, some little jewels, things like that. These are going to work just fine. Some scissors. Tiny paper clips. Okay. Now, you can get these. This one, I think I got from Spellbinders. You can get some from Amazon. Amazon has them. And there's a couple of other places that have them. And these are micro paper clips, okay? These things are just about 5/8 of an inch, I think. Let me see. Yeah, they're like 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so they're tiny little paper clips. So you're going to want some of those. Now, if you don't have this, if you have these little punches that do these tiny little shapes, these will work too. These little flowers and stuff and stars and things. These are going to work just fine as well. We'll use a couple of those to show you. And if you don't have the tiny little paper clips, let me take a look here. There are some other ones that you can get. I know that you can pick these up at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. They're little shaped ones. They're tiny as well. This is a little brass one. This is slightly larger than that one. This one is about 3/4 of an inch. And we got a little ducky here. And I don't know if the ducky will work. But, it might. Yeah, it might work. If you make a little bit bigger one. And these little spiral ones, these oval ones, these should work as well. So, just a collection of small paper clips. You're going to want some adhesive. You're going to want your ink to ink this up with. What else? Possibly hot glue and Fabri-Tac. Okay? That's everything. I think that's everything. All right. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get all this out of the way. I'm going to get the trimmer out and grab some of the paper, and we'll get started cutting up some pieces and get this done. I'll be right back. We have trimmer, we have blade, we have paper. Okay, so let's start with just some plain paper. This is just a piece of coffee dyed, and we're going to put this at about 1.5. Now, if you want to do 1 3/4, do 1 3/4. It's up to you. Okay, so I'll do 1 3/4. Just makes it a little easier for you guys to see. And then I'm going to cut this at about 3 1/8. We'll cut a couple of these out since we have the paper. Okay, and I'm just going to cut a whole bunch of these out of paper, and I'll be back and we will get started. So about 1 3/4 by 3 1/8 is the size we're looking for. I'm going to cut a big stack, and we'll be right back. So I have a nice stack here of little papers that I had left over from previous projects. There's some dyed and tea-stained paper in here. There's some colored paper from a book that I did. And we have a couple of different pieces here from the Peter Pan book that was left over. And that's a nature journal that I made. And then these, I believe, are just out of left over from when I made some traveler's notebooks. So, they're just the little off pieces. So I'm going to set these aside real quick. Now, if you don't have the little minis, the little tiny pieces, you're going to want some of these little punches. And I think that it looks best when you use this like mottled cardstock. And you're just going to punch a bunch of this out. And you can punch, different colors and different images out of different colors. And we've got this one. This is just regular scrapbook paper. This one's not cardstock. And let's do a couple little butterflies. There we go. And let's see. We have some little bugs. We'll do some of those. And what else have we got over here? Ooh, we have a piece of wallpaper. Wallpaper's always nice. Let's do a couple of punches out of some wallpaper. That one hit the floor, so we'll do another one. So, now that you have all of those punched out, you actually have some small pieces that you can use. So we have lots of little pieces. And these can all be used to decorate. So I'm going to just kind of push these together for the moment. And we'll use the wallpaper to kind of scoop them up. There we go. And I'm just going to put them to the side. And add them in right here, so we remember to use them. All right, so we're going to get our stuff out. We're going to get out our little pieces of ephemera. And we're going to get out our little box of laces and trims. And our little paper clips. We're going to get started. So, all we're going to do with these is we're going to fold about 1 inch okay? So we're just going to fold up about 1 inch, and you can do this on your board. All right, so we're going to get a couple of these done. Let me grab this scrapbook paper. All right, so we're going to get those folded up, and once we have our stack folded, then we're going to move on to the next part. Okay, let me do a couple more. All right, so the next part is at the top here. You want to find the middle, and the easiest way to do that is to just bring your corners together. So just bring your corners together, line them up, and give it a little pinch. Okay, so corners together, give it a little pinch. That's your midpoint. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold these little flaps down to that midpoint. Okay, just like that. So I'm just going to find my midpoint by folding this in half. Give that a little finger crease, and then I'm going to fold these little flaps down. And this doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Because you'll see it'll all work out in the end. Middle piece, fold down. Okay, so I'm going to finish these up. And then I'm going to come back, we're going to do the last fold, and we're going to start decorating. All right? So get all yours folded up, get your points down to make your little envelope top, and then I'll be back and we will get these put together. Next part is to, close these flaps. So you can use tape if you have a little tape runner and you want to use a little tape runner. You can use a glue stick if you want to do this with a glue stick, however you want to do it. You're just going to close the little flaps and adhere them down. So we're going to do that on all of these. I'll go ahead and do a couple of alternative sealing here. So this one I'm going to go ahead and use a glue stick. We'll do a little tape on this one. going to use regular glue on this because there's really no sense in doing it any other way. All right, flat down. Flat down. Alrighty. So the next thing to do is just to fold these up. So you're going to bring up that fold that you put in, and you'll notice you've got a gap. That is where you're going to fold your envelope flap over and put it the way that you want it. And there you have an envelope. Now, you can use your bone folder to burnish all your folds. And then you're going to use your ink to ink this up, okay? So go ahead and do all your folding and get your inking done, and then we'll come back and we'll decorate, all right? Be right back. These are all inked up now so we can get to decorating. And so you just want to remember when you're decorating these things, judge your glue accordingly, okay? If you're just putting on a piece of paper, then use paper glue, you know? But if you're adding fabric, use fabric glue. If you're putting on bulky things, hot glue is probably your best choice, or like E6000. So just make sure that you judge the glue that you use appropriately. And you just want to put some, you know, little pieces of things on here. All right, and let's do one with some of our handmade pieces. So we have this little butterfly. And I don't want to do that because that'll be green on green and that won't work. Let's do this. So I have a little piece of okay. Get some fabric tack here. Just going to put a little bit of fabric tack on. Add a little ink to the edge here. Of my little punched butterfly. I think we're going to add a jewel to that, but we're going to let that dry for the moment. And let's do this one. What do we got in here? Oops. Hot glue. Okay, we're going to let that one dry. We have our little map one. And this one. I think. I'm going to add a little bit of this. This is some Angelina fiber that I pressed. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. Let's ink this first. So ink this up. Put a little bit of glue on here, and I'm only using the hot glue because, well, we're going over that. And then I'm going to tuck in this little flower, I think. If I can get it out of here. Okay, there we go. A little bit of ink. There. There's a thing here that needs to be poked out. Let me get that out of there. There we go. Now you could use dimensionals on this as well if you wanted to add more dimension to it. That is entirely up to you. Okay. So I want to add a gem to this. I have some little iridescent AB stars which may or may not, be appropriate. Nope. All right. So let me grab some jewels, and I'll be right back. My apologies. Try as I might, I have to admit, my camera ate the footage. So let's go back to where we were. We were working on this little blue one right here, and we had just put the little butterfly on, and I added these little gems here that are kind of like they're glittered, and I added this little flower, and it just clips right on. And then of course we had the pink one with our little pink rosette, and we had the little red one here that we did with the spider and the spider web and the little swirly paper clip, and we had the little map here with the coordinates, and then this one here that we used the oval clip on, and we had the little ledger one here with the little blue flower. We did this one in tones of black and gold, and of course this one over here with the little glass butterfly and the two little flowers. And then we have the originals, and that is all of our little micro envelope paper clips. They're not a hidden paper clip because the paper clip's right out there bold in front so that you can see it, and they make little tuck spots and they're kind of cute. So that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, put them in the questions in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that red button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and your friends can be my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. Before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, 1 across the country, and they tell me 8 a.m. in Hawaii. So I guess that's a good thing, but for the rest of the world, you're just going to have to figure it out for yourself. I post videos on Mondays and Wednesdays, and starting in January of 2022, I am going to be doing a completely free class on Saturdays. Will be a video class. Saturday morning it will release, and then Saturday evening I will go live to help anybody out that needs to have any questions answered or anything like that. And so we'll be walking through it together each week. We're going to currently working on little golden books. We're going to be doing some everything right up to building our very own book from scratch, and we're going to be doing some ring-bound journals and some traveler's notebooks and things like that. So we're going to have a real good time, and we're just going to keep going from one class to the next, completely free all year long. And don't forget my 12 of 22 single signature journal, no smaller than 4x6, no bigger than 6x9, somewhere between 3 and 7 signature pages, and the topic gets released on the 1st of every month, and the journals themselves need to be posted to my Facebook group or pictures sent directly to my email so that I can post them for you by the 3rd of the following month. That's all I have for you until I see you again. Stay safe. Bye-bye.